What's up, everybody? And today we're checking out Indian Army Hell March 2025 Republican Day Parade. This is by Explore India. We checked out the 2024 one last year. I thought it was super interesting. You know how much I love India in general, whether that be the culture, whether that be the religion, whether that be the military. You know how much I am interested in this stuff. So much so that I did make another channel called Original Pagan, where I dived into Hinduism. Santa Dharma, which I think is an incredibly fascinating religion. I will be getting back to that channel at some point. I'm just very, very busy right now. Yeah, I'm excited to watch this. I'm more interested to see if there's any different, if there's any changes compared to 2024. That's what I'm looking at. That's primarily what I'm looking at anyway. But before we get started, check out Chug, 10% off. Link down below for the best drinking vessel in the world. I cannot emphasize how fucking amazing this thing is. Are we past the 30-second mark? Okay, I'm allowed to swear. It's amazing. It's amazing. Rope handle, sustainable materials, handmade here in the UK by a small business, free customization, free bag, 10% off. Link down below. Also, let me pull this up. Check out my new business, Morale. I'm releasing this drink next month here in the UK. And then we're going to tackle other places. I'm hoping next year we can get it out in India and in the US of A. That would be a dream. But if you want to be a part of this, if you want to get in touch with me, the best place to go is right here, this Instagram. If you scan this QR code, head over to Drink Morale, give it a follow. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers on the Instagram. Go and do that. And also you can pop in your email here on the website and see when the drinks and the clothing. Boom, look at this. Look at this tee. Oversized tee. It's a beast, although it does need a bit of an iron. Anyway, I digress. This has been going on too long. Let's watch this parade. My presumption is it's going to primarily be music, so I'll turn it down. We will be pausing it. I think it's really cool to break down the uniform and what they're doing. I love looking at military uniform when it comes to their dress uniform. I think it's super fascinating. So we're going to be breaking down all that. Okay, let's get started.
वंदे मातरम सुबह सूरज की किरणें आज की सर्द सुबह अभी मानो आंखें खोल रही हैं.
I wish I knew what they were saying. Okay, so it is primarily just music. So I'm going to turn the music down so I can talk over it. Okay, we've got some dress. Whoa, what's this uniform in the background? What are them? That hat almost seems like Canadian, doesn't it? And they always talk about how reminiscent of the Royal Navy the Indian military uniform is, and it makes sense considering the history. Especially the cap. There's so much influence there from the Royal Navy, isn't there? If anyone can let me know what his medals mean, let me know in the comments. All right, let's look here. Maybe some sort of guard uniform, that. Okay, lots of horses. Love seeing that. Look at SF here. You see the bodyguards. Flag is released with lots of glitter. Look at the medals on them, men. Insane amount of medals. Let me see if can I get the resolution of this a bit higher. Maybe just that one bit of footage there was a bit blurry. Got some helos going past. Obviously very important officers. This guy's got a green lid with a feather in the beret, which is very reminiscent of the Fusiliers here in the UK. Again, more influence there. There is obviously quite a large amount of crossover. I know a lot of Indians do not like the fact that there are British, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not really influence, but some people would call it a stain, really, wouldn't they? But British impact on their military uniform. Oh, wow, look at that uniform there. I love the blue. Love the blue. Oh, wow, look at that. That's super cool, isn't it? That's a cool uniform. Wonder what they're probably just part of the band. Oh, that's sick. That's absolutely sick, that, innit? Let's go. That's so cool. So mostly band uniform here, which if you know anything about the military, band uniform is usually a little bit different than regular. Okay, loving this red. It's not often you see that tone of red in a military uniform, especially with the white. It's usually red and black. So seeing it with the red and white and a bit of gold in there, that's classy, that, isn't it? Very classy. Okay, these look cool AF. Would not want to see them charging me down. Okay, we got some equipment here. Nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at windscreen on that one. Massive. Also white. I guess they probably do a lot more Arctic warfare, don't they? So having them vehicles in white is pretty obvious. They're showing off some missiles coming out in the background as well. The camouflage is super interesting. A lot of people these days go for multicam. That's kind of like the generic one. And I love that India have stuck to their own. Mustache is looking absolutely on point. Multi-launcher rocket system right there. I wonder if they're made in-house. I wonder if are they made in India or are they bought from somewhere else? Surveillance systems. Looks like they've got a drone on top there. That's pretty cool. Bridge equipment. More weapon systems. Do you know what? India do mustaches fucking so good, don't they? And if you look at their religion, I was going to say mythology then. It's not mythology. I think the imagery can be depicted as mythology, right? When you see certain imagery within like the Bhagavad Gita and stuff like that. But the story... Hot take, guys. I've read the... Do you know what? It's right here. 1 second. It's right here. Bhagavad Gita. So, a lot of people outside of Hinduism, especially here in the Western world, consider most religions a mythology, don't they? I'm getting into the pagan stuff. I'm getting into my original pagan YouTube channel. Maybe I should upload a video about it. But they would consider this a mythology. What I've learned over the past year or so is that considering this is the oldest religion in the world, I actually believe there's quite a lot of truth to it. This story, the Bhagavad Gita, is so profound. Say what you want. Do you know what? Say what you want about India. When it comes to the spiritual aspect, they fucking nail it, don't they? They know what they're doing. They're so innately spiritual. Say what you want about the military, especially here from the West, being British and American, whatever. You can look at some equipment and be like, that's nothing compared to what we've got, or whatever, even though I think they are rising stars. Say what you want about all that other stuff, right? For some reason, India is just this petri dish of incredible spiritual thought, isn't it? It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I admire it. As a Brit and an American, right? Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud of where I come from, right? Very proud of my citizenships. I wish America and Britain were that spiritually inclined to question things. I really do. And the reason that Britain isn't is because of the amount of times it's been invaded by the Romans and the Anglo-Saxons and the Celts and then the Vikings and then the Normans and all these people invaded Britain and it got rid of their innate pagan spirituality, right? What would have been there by the Pictish, maybe the Celtish, maybe a bit older than that. All that was completely wiped out. And if you look, we're really getting deep here. I should keep this to the other channels. If you look, there is a direct link between Celtic spirituality, Celtic beliefs, Celtic gods, and Hinduism. It's so obvious the link is there that it's hard to ignore. I believe, personally, a lot of people would say it would be the area of Israel. I believe India is the most influential spiritual place in the world. I really do. And I hope it stays that way. But let's look at the military stuff. Let's get back to it. Okay. Timing. My God. Okay, I wonder... The thing is, when it's going so quick, it's hard to really get a high-def picture of who these are. Army, commandos. Well, the commandos would be wearing green berets, wouldn't they? Garwell rifles. The Garwell rifles. Their uniform's sick. And that hat he's got on, the cap. Again, very Canadian in a way. Absolutely love it. Military band. Combined military band. So a mix of everything. Mahar Regiment. Whoa. Not heard of that one before. The Jammu and Kashmir Rifles Regiment. Wow. Military band again. A lot of people there. I'd love to go watch this. Signals. I'd love to go and see this in person. Veterans. Something to do with vets then. It's got to be the Navy. Naval Brass Band. I'm sure this is going to be followed by the actual... Yeah, there we go. Naval Marching Contingent. Looking absolutely fly. Love it. Naval Officers right there. Big fan. That's going to be the RAF or the Air Force, or what they would call the Air Force. Air Force Band. Yeah, here we go. It's usually the same shade of colours, especially, like I said, with the influence of British military there. Air Force Marching Contingent. Oh, their blue, though, is just a little bit more of like a baby blue. I think that's what you would call it. Like more of a sky blue compared to the RAF. It's quite similar. I do like that shade quite a bit. It pops a bit more, but it might just be the color gradient of the camera. I'd love to see that uniform color next to an RAF or an Air Force color and see the tone difference. Coast Guard. They just got to stand there saluting the whole time. More Coast Guard. Weapon systems. That's a long vehicle, that, isn't it? Rifles, marching contingent. This uniform, that's sick. We've got some bagpipes. So as someone who have a lot of Scottish blood in me, my mum's side of the family are all MacNabs, and I play parts of the bagpipes, still learning. My granddad played the bagpipes. There is a massive link with India and bagpipes, and I think it's amazing. Amazing. More band. That's weird with the sway. I've never seen that before. Proper swaying there, aren't there? CRPF band. Let's turn this down a little bit. Marching contingent. These are the ones that really throw the legs up, aren't they? Proper get the legs high up. Oh, I guess a lot of them do. Oh, look at that beard. That's an interesting design for a beard, isn't it? Railway Protection Force band. What? Not only do they have a railway protection force, which I've never heard of before, they have a band part of it as well. Wow. Never heard of that. This is the Railway Protection Force. Damn. Never heard of that. Police. Women's band. Here we have the Delhi Police marching contingent looking fly. Oh my god, look at that. The camels. Camel band. That's sick. Girls marching contingent. Love the berets. They look absolutely fantastic. More band. Boys marching contingent. These look like cadets in a way, or like younger individuals prepping to go into the military, maybe. Mass pipe and drums, hell yes. My fave. We the People, interesting. Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Whoa. More of a cultural part. This then, yeah, cultural heritage. Yeah. Here we are with more of the spiritual stuff. I'm not sure what that said there. I missed that then. Ministry of Women, something. God, they're going fast. There's so much to this parade. There's so much stuff that has to get through it that the video is so quick. It's so quick. It's like, here's this one, here's this one, here's this one. Renewable energy. It's got to be some sort of science department that on it. Whoa. Like a Buddhist part to it. Bitcoin, maybe? Is that some sort of Bitcoin thing? Seems to be like technology and science and culture and all this other stuff mixed into with the military stuff at the end of it, which is super interesting. That's beautiful. More cultural kind of stuff. I want to get to the military part. We got more military stuff coming up. Oh, we're going to have the bikes in a minute. The people spinning on the bikes. Love it. I love watching that stuff. Ministry of Culture. Got guy singing on that one. Massive book. Still not as big as the Mahabharata. That thing is absolutely gigantic, which I still need to get myself some. Apparently it influenced Game of Thrones, the Mahabharata. Apparently. Or it influenced kind of like long-standing fantasy books because of how majestic it is, although people consider it to be real, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's real because it's more about royal families and stuff like that as far as I'm aware. I might be wrong there. I might be butchering that. Mate, how many times have they failed doing this in practice? How many times have they hit the deck? Look at that. One of them goes. If one goes, that's it. How many times did he fall? Okay, we got some helos coming in. Aircraft. Looking absolutely fantastic. We got some big uns right there. Oh, I love that they got footage inside as well. That's a neat little touch. Ah, here we go with the fighter jets. Looking absolutely sick. Looking brilliant. That's a big aircraft, that, isn't it? There's people stood on top of that big archway. I wonder what is the newest aircraft that the Indian military have. What's the newest aircraft? And is it built in-house, or are they buying like F-35s? Like, what are they buying stuff from the West, or are they building their own? It's got some nice aircraft, aren't there? I think it usually ends with the aircraft. I'm pretty sure.
Flying at 900 kilometers per hour as he will execute the victory roll over Kartavya Path.
Oh, it didn't end with aircraft. Yeah, last salute, I'm guessing. Bit of music. What a beautiful parade. I wonder who all them individuals are. And how do you get tickets to go and watch this? That's what I want to know.
Hundreds of balloons in the colors of the national flag rising in the sky.
Probably bad for the environment, but you know, it is what it is. And it's everyone leaving. Look at all the security. Armored vehicles. He's doing one last walk past, saying hi to everyone. That's actually really nice that they're doing that. What's that weapon there he had then? An MP7. Great video. Great video. I will leave a link down below to the original video. Man United videos coming up. You can tell what I've been watching, can't you? Yeah, I'll leave a link down below to the OG video. Go check that out. Absolutely fantastic, as always, by the parade. Can't wait to watch the next one. hey, maybe 2026, maybe we can get over there and watch it in person and vlog it. How sick would that be? I'll leave a link down below to the original video. Check out Chug, 10% off, link down below. And check out Morale, Drink Morale, the Instagram and the website right here. The drink will be launched next month. Very excited. Other than that, I love you all. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.